afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for April 10th, 2021, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If we were to take a moment for ourselves each day, and I think a lot of people, for themselves, for some reason they have the belief that it's always complicated, and it takes time, and I don't have time. And again, it's the external authority distracting us. But we wait for a lot of things. You ever notice that we're always waiting for something? And if you look throughout your life, you'll notice that there's been times where you find yourself waiting for something. You ever notice that? And I don't think that consciously we really don't pay much attention to it. It's just part of our daily existence, waiting. If we were to, it's no different than waiting for happiness. Have you ever done that? Waiting for happiness? Waiting for something like that? I'm waiting to be happy. I'm not happy yet. And it's interesting because when you're silent and still, and you take, you're still as a lake, and I'm sure a lot of you have been on a lake or been near a lake where it's just absolutely, totally placid, just like glass. There's no wind, there's no waves, and if you picture that, visualize that for yourself, to be silent for 20 minutes or so, doing nothing. And of course, that's when you move out of the hectic, miscombobulated external activities. And you'll notice that when you become silent and still, joy and happiness just bubble up from your being, and nothing is required. But we don't take the time for that, say. We're so conditioned to look outside of ourselves. And we have all of that within us, so we just revel in the bliss that's already present in each moment. And you then begin to easily discover total joy at your core. And we've been so trained to be outside of ourselves for so many thousands of years that it's the norm, so to speak, for most of us to not enjoy our joy, which is within us, enjoy our happiness, which is within us. That raises your vibrational frequency. When you do that, you become a manifesting magnet, moving energy into form, creating reality, and it's almost effortless. It really is. But see, how we've been taught and trained is to just grapple and struggle and, pinch and inch and grit to achieve or to get something in the material world. And all of it's due to what? This drive that drives us to be happy. And we're all joyous and blissful. And we're connected to that external world. And that's what happens. So we believe that, there's no happiness inside you. You've got to go find it. You come into with a person and you're happy because of the person. It's because the person draws the happiness from within you, and you identify that. Well, you don't really know that it came from within you. You think it came from that person. They gave you happiness. There's no such thing as giving someone happiness. It doesn't exist. It is the light and the love within us that is the happiness. It's our soul. It's our God source. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Rumi. That's a good quote. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. It doesn't matter what, traumatic, heartbreaking, or emotionally damaging experiences that we have happen in our lives. You may hold on to them, say. We have a tendency to, we store those in our subconscious mind, the baggage. The universe is not holding on to them. It doesn't collect them. And the universe is also not judging or condemning you for manifesting them. It's not holding on to anything you did or said as being wrong. Think about that. Feel that in your heart mind. There's nothing to be forgiven because it never held anything against you in the first place. See, that's all predicated by our training as these bodies grow with the soul within them. It's our training. It's all of those who, maybe meant well and they pumped in all of those thoughts of theirs and influenced us as we were growing up. And that's where our guilt comes in, uneasiness at times, feeling undeserving that, I did something bad, or I did this, or, I shouldn't have done that. And this universe, this all-intelligent, loving universe that we all live in, doesn't experience any of us as someone who is less than sacred. It knows each and every one of us deeply and intimately, and absolutely loves the perfect balance it's creating in each of us of having both human and divine qualities. The divineness is the soul. The body is the human, the mankind. You actually need both in order to experience and appreciate anything in this life. That's why do you think we take on physical form? We have been provided with the most wonderful flaws that are not mistakes. Yet the essential dark ingredients which cause our hearts to evolve and deepen in our spiritual journey. Everything about you is perfect. Now understand, see, this is where it gets a little shady for us, because if it's coming from the ego mind, that's a different story, okay? But when it comes from the heart mind, and you know this, in exact confidence through your heart mind and with your soul, everything about you, each of us, is perfect. And maybe you just haven't seen how beautiful you are to creation yet. Because every one of us are a masterpiece. Every single one of us, a masterpiece. And this perfection is constantly creating itself through each and every one of us, in each and every new moment. Every little thing about you is part of a grand design and deeply divine. Even this idea that floats around that we're less than divine is actually part of the greater perfection. Our self-doubts and fears create a precious humility in us which makes us even more beautiful to each other, everyone, and compassionate with others in pain. And one of the most ironic things in this life is how we can go on each day recreating the same feeling that we are unworthy of love. And this pain perpetuates simply because we are all still seeking love from the outer world. We're all seeking love from the outer world. And you know what? I don't think any of us are exempt from that. Now, the energy of seeking means, what does it mean to you? When you're seeking something, it means I don't have it right now. So I must be empty of it. If you don't have love, you're empty of love. If you don't have joy, you're empty of joy. So you seek it out outside yourself. You don't need someone to feel love. That's a big discrepancy with this civilization. This pain perpetuates simply because we are still seeking love from the outer world. The most exquisite healing feeling is already here. It's hidden deep inside each and every one of us. Now it's up to each of us to determine, to decide for ourselves. Call off the search for love out there and set your destination for resting in the infinite universal source of love within you. That's crucial, absolutely crucial for all of us. Love is the greatest danger in life. If you really want to grow, accept the greatest danger and move into it. Osho. Love is the greatest danger in life. If you really want to grow, accept the greatest danger and move into it. This is a universal love. All of us are it. It's quite unique and unusual because it truly is deep and eternal. It is a deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love. This is where we get things confused. There's many forms of love. But ours is a much deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love because it continues loving you no matter what you think, say, or do. Only this type of love can heal every cell inside, enlighten our souls, and set us free from all our worries, fears, and pain. Now, your ego mind's going to conflict with you. It's going to say, no, that's just wishful thinking. Oh, yes, it's just going to move it all the way. That's the ego mind. Feel it through your heart mind to know that it is absolute truth. This is the only type of love that can heal every cell in your body, enlighten your soul, and set you free from all your worries, fears, and pain. This is what real love is all about. And no matter what we have done to others or ourselves throughout our lives, the universe has forgiven you. It forgave you the moment you needed to be forgiven. You see how so many things have been twisted. The universal love is always instantly there, bubbling up peaceful, healing vibes within each and every one of us. We simply choose to sit back and let them in. And release the idea that love has to come from someone or something on the outside. Imagine it is a perpetually streaming energy of light, flowing from the most mysterious divine place on the inside of each and every one of us. That doesn't mean that, well, I'll just go inside and embrace the love that I am, and I won't, really care to be with anybody. That's misunderstanding. It means that when you do this, your love flows so evenly and so peacefully, you can't help but to attract another. Feeling this absolute great healing love, it may start out on a mental, physical, emotional, or perhaps a super sensual level for you. And try not to be too concerned about how, where, or when it shows up. Just know it is infinitely deep and absolute real. There's always plenty of it. And just when you thought it was gone, it comes rushing in. All we need to do is utterly relax into our lives for an extended period of time. It will come when you are doing nothing. When you are doing nothing is when it will come. But being with you all of the time. And it often shows up when you least expect it. It can come as some profound spiritual experience or in a warm, fuzzy feeling in disguise. And this love is each of ours very nature. It's our natural state of being. And when we realize this, that it is you will know how powerful and real it truly is. And without this magnificent, magna-glorious, deep, eternal love flowing in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life purpose. We feel lost, empty, lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness buried inside each and every one of us. And all it takes is a little digging into our emotional being. And some of us are scared to do that, frightened. And underneath the fears, doubts, and worries, we dig through them. And the love is there. With a small shovel of curiosity, we can find an amazing love at the core of ourselves. This is the real gold. When we're willing to stop playing with the fool's gold in our phones and ultimately step into each other's hearts and lives, the best things in life automatically begin manifesting. Real gold is that which always opens your heart and that will never, ever, ever, ever change. Give your body an experience of this goldmine of love. Imagine that you're on a warm, sandy beach, maybe Hawaii, Tahiti, wherever you choose, and you're laying here in some distant, peaceful cove, all alone, and the soft, relaxing rays of sunshine are melting into your skin, bringing deep healing sensations into where you need love the most. You simply relax, open, and imagine you are receiving this healing, warm light into your entire body now. You may not be able to feel much at first, yet keep opening and relaxing in the softening of your heart. And this softer, gentle energy will come into you very slowly, as if at the pace of a snail. And it's crucial to be patient as the softness grows into the feeling of a light, healing massage from a child. It feels highly healing, extremely light, non-evasive, and super soothing. And this light feeling can get so big that you might feel as if you're on an eternal vacation and have an infinite supply of free time. And you just, You'll notice that the softer your heart can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? Don't get caught in your mind. Stay with the relaxing process. You're not in the mind. It takes time to soften the hard protective shell you have built around you. So don't give up too quickly, as many do. Or try too hard, as many do, using your brain. The universal love cannot be accessed by our willpower. It just happens, all on its own accord. The miracle manifests when we can totally relax our bodies, stop stressing about our lives, and let it all go. If you try too hard to let it go, which happens, you are forcing things, and this soft, sweet love cannot flow. If you're not totally open and surrendered to the experience, your energy is too tight, and you will miss it. And this deeper quality of love is so intelligent and so subtle that has an exquisite timing of its own and will arrive effortlessly when you least expect it, through letting go of trying to attain it. It attains you. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, there will be no more misery in this life. Ramana Maharishi. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, you are the source of bliss, we all are, there will be no more misery in our lives. To ensure you are feeling universal love inside you every day. There's a few key things you can do. Some people, some of us, believe that from all the traumatic experiences in their past, that they are unlovable, unworthy, and undeserving of receiving love. They think they must fix themselves or do something to receive love. And that love is not something available for free just by being the normal way they are. That's how people feel. This is a fallacy. Any belief which sounds like this will block it. There is nothing we need to do or prove ourselves to be worthy of for this super sweet healing love to come in. It is our very birthright to be loved 24 hours a day. We are all amazing divine beings. We are brilliant souls of light. And we deserve to have it all. All the darkness and all the lightness. And another key thing is to watch vigilantly what your mind is doing. And randomly through the day, notice where your mind is focusing and how it's perceiving this reality. The mind is always creating some version of reality, and rarely, clearly, the big universal picture. Seeing things as they actually are from the biggest perspective. The mind likes coloring life. It's got the biggest box of Crayola crayons that you could possibly imagine, believing today is a depressing gray day, and last night was a red-hot night. The mind is so creative, it's inventing up its own reality in every breathing moment. Even though the universe is showering us, saturating us, flooding us with blessings every minute, we cannot see or feel this cozy energy as long as our minds are busy. And when the mind is not totally present in this moment, as it often is not, it becomes narrowed and unable to see and feel the universal love in all directions. We cannot enjoy the colorful rainbow that is actually forming outside when we are in the basement watching some black and white scary movie from the past on TV. There are so many things happening in our minds that it is continuously making us blind to this great love. And when we're taking on too much, having too many commitments to deal with, life can feel like it's pulling us apart instead of putting us back together. As long as our energy is focused outwards, we keep moving outwards instead of relaxing deeper inside, where the real love actually is, always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this great love is an inner journey. That's all there is to it. If a tree only focuses on growing its branches and not the roots, it is bound to fall over when some strong gust of wind passes through. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of oneself, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soil in which love blooms. Also, when each of us takes a deep, long look inside ourselves, we will probably first notice the rotten parts in us. These are what we consider our faults, how we are unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. Yet, if we can keep on looking, we will see all these are just hard, critical ideas, and that they stem from a needy place, desperate for love. Simply listen, as if from a distance, to whatever your fearful, negative, or critical voices are saying. Listen compassionately to what they are really needing. And when we gently feel into what this critical voice is needing and afraid of becoming, the most amazing miracle occurs. We start to soften into the harsh voice, and it begins feeling more relaxed and at ease about it all. When we soften our energy around each criticism, they eventually melt away, and we can feel again the sweet, sensitive innocence we had as a child. We can taste our original enlightened spirit, who is glowing with love and extremely lovable. The more time we can spend being softer and lighthearted about life, the younger we will feel, and the more amazing this life will become. Another powerful secret to creating a life overflowing with universal love is this: drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? Anytime we are caught in thinking about what others think of us or about us, we are losing time in deciding who we want to become and how we want to invent our future self to be. Remember, our God-given right is to be totally wild, fun, foolish, and absolutely free whenever we desire. We can fully show up for this liberated life every day. Just merge with your amazing, blazing, brilliant, smiling, loving light inside and blast it all over everyone. The world is our mirror, and it is always reflecting what is going on inside us on a deeper level. It is always teaching us what we most need to learn, which is learning how to live deeply and completely in love 24/7. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind or physical form of the other and not our spirit, we will forget all about universal love. Give deep eternal love, acceptance to everyone you encounter, and notice what happens. Once you find the love inside you, once and when you take a closer look at the world around you, all you will see is universal love and everyone and everything. You'll notice how the sun loves to shine its light on every living creature around the earth 24 hours a day. You'll appreciate how random people around the planet are providing you with food to eat, quenching water to drink, and interesting places to go see. You'll enjoy the fresh air that you have to breathe and stop taking for granted this continuous beating heart that keeps you alive. You might also realize that you have a highly sensual sexual body and start really enjoying your life with it. There are just a few gifts and sensual treats the universe has given you. These are just a few of them. They are each meant to help you soften and relax deeper into the feeling of this universal love which is in you right now. And when love enters each and every single one of it, everything changes. We feel naturally relaxed just as we are. We enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There's a state of natural appreciation for all of our dark parts just the way they are. We are able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed, and it doesn't matter. You have your connection. We all do, to an infinite source. And they have theirs. You know that every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. And with the universal love blossoming inside each and every single one of us, we will feel loved everywhere we go. And no matter who we are with. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And relax your body. Head to toe, inside and out. You're the only one that can do that. You're the only one that can permanently do that. And it is letting go of expectations, letting go of attachments, letting go of old, rotten pain and sorrow and anguish and disappointment. And I can let it go. Clean the cupboards right down to the wood. And let the sun shine in. Let the love that you are within shine outward. Bathe in it. And your body will just sink right into the God that you are, that each and every single one of us are. And your body will be so relaxed. And you won't be doing anything. And as we do this, you feel it. You cannot not. We all move into the now. The now is all we have. No matter what the ego mind keeps trying to convince you of, the now is all we have. Moment to moment, the space between heartbeats. We leave the mind alone. We leave the ego alone. And we leave the subconscious mind alone. And you watch the ego and the mind, subconscious mind. You don't judge, you just watch. And that's how we learn to master them. Some of us, I guess all of us do. We reminisce, we have memories. And it's fun, We kind of go over certain memories and experiences that we've had. That's part of this life, which is so fun. But we don't stay there. We don't live in it 24/7. Some of us, though, that elephant graveyard, The mist, the clouds, it's all foggy, and you got carcasses and bones. That's the past. But we will sit there amongst all those carcasses and bones, and we'll be there so long that we end up taking that past, which is dead, into a future that doesn't exist. We create that past. We create the future from the past, and we relive the past in that future. This is why so many of us on this planet right now are asking ourselves, why is it no matter what I do, no matter what direction I take, for some weird reason, I end up in the same place? That's why. Now, others of us will go into a future that doesn't exist. It's fun to wonder, isn't it? It's fun to wonder about this and that, and what would it be like? But then others of us wander. We wander. And we wander, and we keep asking ourselves, and we try to think about, what would it be like if I had this? Or if I could do this? What would it be like? What would my future be like? But when it all comes down to it, we have the now. None of us know when we will leave these bodies. We don't know. And you know what? We don't care. That's why we're only focused on the now. We savor every single moment. It doesn't matter what we're doing. The fact is that we're alive in these bodies to do it. Imagine what it's like, everyone. When we're not in these bodies, we don't taste, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't go to the bathroom, all the things that we take for granted in these bodies. We don't do any, we can't smell. Think about it. All the pleasures that this life affords us that we've created for ourselves. You see, it's really wild when you leave this physical form. It's a very big adjustment. That's why we savor every moment to moment as if it's our last in these bodies. How do we stay in the now? We have these thoughts. Most of them aren't ours. They were given to us when we were growing up in these bodies. The body, aged and grew. And so these thoughts, even though we've stepped out of the mind, in the ego and subconscious mind, these thoughts are out there. And we find ourselves, when we're in the now, we end up kind of floating off into these other thoughts. And they carry us away. But it's not a big deal because we're consciously aware and we say, okay, so I've left the now. I'm aware of that. I'm in these thoughts. There's no reason for me to be in these thoughts because they aren't really mine. So I'll focus on my breathing, my breath. And I guarantee you, every time you focus on your breath, 3,000% of the time, you're in the now. Pretty nifty. So it's like, okay, and no matter how many times you wander off, you just focus on your breath and you're in the now. And you practice it enough and it'll become automatic. Our breath is divine positive energy. Why is it divine positive energy? It's just breath. Well, for starters, it sustains the vessel that holds the kingdom of God within it. It focuses you. It eases you. It calms you. It strengthens you. It does a lot for you, for all of us. It is divine, positive energy. There's nothing negative about it. And we watch, and remember, we're watching everything. We're not judging. We're watching with the God. And we look at the body totally relaxed. I mean, just floating in nothingness. And we see 7 brilliant colored wheels of light, starting from the base of our spine, of the body's spine, all the way to the top of the head. Are all different vibrant colors. Nothing, the colors are so much deeper than that here on Earth. And each one is a different shaped flower and has a different geometrical shape in the center. These are vital. They're etheric. They're not physical, which means they're not physical. Yet they're connected to all of our emotions, all of our biological functions and organs, everything. They monitor when they're out of whack. We, in different parts of our body and emotionally, are out of whack. So they're just wonderful, powerful gauges for us. So we look and we see a brilliant red wheel of light at our spine, the base of our spine, the tip of it. And this is the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is our survival. This is our career, money mindset, sense of belonging in this life, this world. And being in the flow and knowing and having the confidence through the universe. And it's our survival, and it's blocked by fear. So we move to the orange wheel of light. It's the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. This is our pleasure. We didn't come into these bodies not to enjoy and have pleasure. Quite the opposite. So the Vadasthana, our pleasure, our sexuality, our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. And it's connected to our emotional sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. This is real. This isn't made up. And it's blocked by guilt. And we move to the golden yellow wheel of light. This is our solar plexus chakra, our Manipura. It's our personal power. It's our ability to channel. And it is blocked by shame. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light. We're following this as a watcher, watching in our bodies, the anahata. This is our ability to love ourselves. Because if we don't love ourselves, we all know this, we will not love anybody else. Not truly. Maybe ego mind, but that's about it. This is about our relationships and our self-acceptance. Accepting ourselves in deep eternal love, joy and bliss of that which we are made of. And it's blocked by grief. And we move into the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate. Of course, it's in the throat. And this is our truth, and it's blocked by lies, Then we move to the indigo wheel of light. This deals with our insight, the third eye chakra, the ajna, intuition, sense of purpose, our direction in life, seeing the big picture in this life for ourselves. And it is blocked by illusion. And then we move to the crown chakra, cosmic energy, the Sahasrara. This is the direct connection to the divine. Fully connected spiritually. Inner and outer beauty. Our connection to spirituality and pure bliss. That's our innate natural state of being. That's what we're made of. And, not surprising, it connects to our pineal gland, our brain, and our nervous system. And guess what? It's blocked by ego attachment. We're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. These bodies that we're in, our heart minds, our ego minds, our subconscious mind, our higher self, our spirit, our soul, the God source, pure consciousness, all one. We literally are heaven on earth. The soul in the body is the heaven. The body is the earth. We are heaven on earth. And every step we take on this planet, we are creating paradise. And we've learned to shine the God force, love, light, energy that is us, that is our true being within these bodies. We shine it everywhere. We blast it out everywhere. We are saturating, permeating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. All of our brothers and sisters, everyone, eternally, always. So if you were to look at this planet from far out in the sacredness of space, you would see it glowing. It would be seen from anywhere and everywhere in all existence and nothingness. Billions of gods, consciously aware, creating paradise, heaven on earth, shining our love everywhere. Picture that. Embrace it. Hold it in your heart minds. Feel it. We are parts of the collective consciousness. We're all parts of each other. Some of us are consciously somewhat aware. Others are just dead asleep. Others are kind of half awake. Doesn't matter. But we are communicating with parts of ourselves that are consciously aware in the collective consciousness. Now, we have archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes. We have ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yeshua, many, many, many more. The archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. Now, we don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet with them more than we know in our dreams, in our waking hours. And the message is always the same, but it's delivered in many different ways. Isn't it absolutely fantastic, stupendous, phenomenal, spectacular, magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And when we do meet with them, we don't really, most of the time it doesn't bubble up until after we've met with them, and it dawns through our hearts that was an angel. And then a little bit of the bliss within you bubbles to the surface. And they can surround us in the tens of thousands. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. Ascended masters are those who have mastered ascension into physical form and out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form to master physical form, to create our experiences, to perfect our creation. And if we're fortunate enough, we learn that we are the light, and that when we leave the body, choose to leave the body, we don't follow the light, because we know that we are the light. We are the God. We are the love. Now, both the archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes and the ascended masters are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And they are with us now, consciously. We call on all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings out there that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this entire universe with no room to spare. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes in every direction, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and her civilizations. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in uncountable numbers from all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet and our civilizations. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them. They come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations in the trillions, of which we've never seen. As a matter of fact, we only see 1% of what is. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they, in the trillions, are with us now consciously. Arm in arm, hand in hand, we're all gathered in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And we continue to intensify. And we continue to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. In this now, in this meditation, in this full liberation. This light is the God force, love, light, energy, and the very core of our being in each and every single one of us. It is the heaven. We have learned to shine this light out, to blast it everywhere, to saturate and flood everything, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes, all of our brothers and sisters, on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Eternally, always. Feel it, see it, experience it in your heart mind. This planet cannot not be liberated, cannot not ascend. We begin to levitate above the planet as a circle of light. As we do, we're met with a massive glitter ocean everywhere. Trillions of reflective, vibrant colored lights flashing and reflecting all of us back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We zero in on these little reflective glimmers of light, and we notice that they are endless in depth, and they're reflecting all of us back and forth. All of us gathered in this meditation, on and off world. And we learn and know that We are learning from each other, consciously or unconsciously. We're teaching each other. We're students and teachers. It's phenomenal. All parts of each other. Now, as we continue to ascend above the planet, we're met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the purple, blue flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are imbued with the white fire armor, head to toe, inside and out. This emanates from our God Force Love Light energy. All that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude and peace. Nothing can harm us. No demons. No entities. No attachments. Ever. 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 We are protected 24/7. All the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies can't even come near us. But only you, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, envy, greed, worry, stress, fear, anxiety, revenge. You lower your frequencies low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We send them to pure consciousness, and they're gone permanently. We're then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high and deep, pure, eternal love and gratitude and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunsets, the sunrises, the beachfronts, starry lit skies, rain, the rainbows, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the soils, the trees in the forest, the clouds in the sky, the animals. We are everything. So the next time you're taken aback in awe of the grandeur and the majesty of a beautiful sunset or sunrise, of the ocean waves moving in the reflection of the sky, it is you. You're the divine perfection, the soul within you, the heaven, the God. This is what you're in awe of. We continue to levitate above this planet. Some of us step outside our physical form if we're carrying physical form, and we float effortlessly above them. We come in direct contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created it. It is larger than the solar system. In the center of the column, we see this massive sphere, oblong sphere. In the center of it, it has this huge golden white ball of sparkling light, and it is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light. And we notice that they're all sending this massive misty wave of energy that penetrates, saturates, and bathes us all. And the golden white yellow ball of light is deep, pure, eternal love. The rest of them, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, well-being, benevolence, tranquility, prosperity, abundance, great wealth, ease, joy, happiness. And we discover that it is us, that these lights are us, that they're reflections of us, the God within us, the divine perfection. At the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come streaming down, 360 degrees, as it does eternally, flooding everything on this planet. All of our brothers and sisters, saturating and bathing them, 24/7. On, in, above, and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Complete liberation. We're all drops of this golden ocean. We all hold the golden ocean essence. The golden ocean is the drops are the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds well over 1,300 of our meditations in perfect harmony, in perfect vibrational harmony. And they're literally saturating, flooding, bathing all of us 24/7 eternally. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world in this meditation for the full liberation of the planet and her people. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify, and this is why it continues to expand. Feel who you are. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of oneself, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soil in which love blooms. Osho. Now join in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. And we will be back here Sunday, April 11th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.